Good evening and welcome to another episode. STEM research for Thursday night. It's pop night. What's going on, everybody? Mike MFN Love back. Song tracks, essential music, a little research. We are playing with the master multi-track master stems. That is what we do every night on this show. Subscribe to the channels because that's what YouTube says you're supposed to do. You're supposed to ask for subscriptions in the beginning. So subscribe to the YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have the socials. Hit the wrong one. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to me on Twitch. It's $5 to subscribe. I'm not begging for, like, boy, that's what you're doing now? You're just coming out the gate begging for money? No, just like us, follow us, share the video if you're on YouTube. Not YouTube, on Facebook. I keep forgetting to say that. Share the video because there's no real sharing of the video. You can host on Twitch. We're on 4 different platforms, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about that. We're on Facebook Live, on my Mike Love page. We're on my Mike MFN Love page. So we're on 2 Facebook pages. We're on IG, and we're on Twitter, and we're on Twitch and YouTube, all simultaneously live. So watch on your favorite platform, do what you do, but we are here playing STEM. STEM Research is a show about going into the original master multi-track and breaking down a song like very few people on the internet are breaking down songs. And guess what? I saw a video where there's another STEM Research-esque show on social media. So they're coming for us. Stems, when I saw Kanye West do like like a stem ball, he has this handheld thing where you can go in and play around with the tracks from your favorite Kanye West song. I was like, Kanye doing stems? Everybody. I didn't invent this. I'm not the first person to go online and do stems, but I was stunting with stems 2-3 years ago, and that has morphed into the show that you see now, which is Song Tracks Essential Music Research. It's a history lesson. It's a music 101. It's a trip down memory lane. All this week, we've been really, really going back pretty far. Monday night was Motown Monday. We went as far back as 1966. Guess what, folks? That's 56 years ago. I know, because that's the year I was born, and I turned 56 this year. It's also the first year of the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl turns 56 this year too. So every year I get to know what my birthday looks like in Roman numerals because of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is always in Roman numerals, so I get to see what 56 looks like. I'm excited. So Monday was a trip back to the 60s. We had a song from 66 and a song from 68. Tuesday was 219 Tuesday with Michael Jackson. We went back to 79. And then Wednesday was kind of the show that begat today's show. Yesterday's show, we had fun with Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up from 1987. And I was like, you know what? Let's stay in the pop lane for Thursday. Let's do it again. And I decided, it was so much fun just going down that lane that I wanted to pull out 2 songs that really meant something from me also from the late 80s. Love Shack by the B-52s from 1989 and my girl Madonna's Vogue from 1990. Both songs I've been wanting to do something with, as I said. And it's a really pivotal time in music, and especially pop music, because mainstream pop music in 1979 is fighting this battle with what they used to call churban, or really urban leaning CHR radio. So you had rhythmic radio, which is the type of radio station I work with, and I work for a bunch of stations. But the first big FM radio station I worked at was in my hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, WLUM Hot 102. I worked there from 1988 through 1994. And in 1989, we were definitely, as a radio station, we were leaning more on the rhythmic side. Rhythmic, again, is the music of that era was very interesting. It was almost like I said, the pop stations, the mainstream pop was really was fighting against almost like what happened, with at the end of disco, when the mainstream pop stations started to pull back away from disco and started to go into a more mainstream musical direction and got rid of all of the disco. Something like that was going on in 1989, 10 years later, go figure, because music was going through another big change. It was starting to go in a dancier direction. You had Madonna, Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul, Bobby Brown, Milli Vanilli, Tone Loc, MC Hammer. Who else was running the game? Young MC. That was the young music of that day. But also in that time, you had old school groups like Chicago, who were still cranking out hits. You had, who else? Richard Marx was big back then. Phil Collins was still making a lot of music. Roxette. So the mainstream radio stations were going in the direction, not trying to really go in that dance direction. But the thing about a record or a song, Love Shack, the song, is it kind of satisfied both sides of the table. It satisfied the straight ahead pop purists because it was a up-tempo party rock. It was really based in, kind of a rock feel, guitars, horns, an old school kind of a Motown sound. But it also, played the sensibilities of the urban leaning CHRs as well, because the station I work for, we played the song to death. The thing about the B-52s, and the cool thing about them, is Love Shack really isn't that far of a play from their music from the early 80s. Rock Lobster, which in Chicago was a big punk out record. And punk out music and punk out records really come from Herb Kent doing this punk out radio show where he played a lot of new wave music and a lot of proto house, pre-house, post-disco records on his bartered radio show. Or he paid for the time on the radio show, got advertising, and made a killing. He also DJ'd parties, these punk out parties that were all the rage in the city of Chicago. And records like Rock Lobster were big and still are big for old school black Chicagoans because of that era. And as I said, a record like Love Shack is not too far from what they were doing. They just finally got their rhythm again, and the song went to number 3 on the pop charts. I was kind of surprised looking at the year-end charts, because this is one of my favorite songs of all time. They're back-to-back. When they came out with Love Shack and then Rome, R-O-A-M, not Rome, R-O-M-E. But that song, Rome, I like even more than Love Shack. And the reason why I like these songs, why am I even doing, 2 pop songs? This is MTV era. This is this is Downtown Julie Brown era of MTV. But it also takes me back to a time where I'm playing music in a pop sensibility. I'm playing in white clubs in Milwaukee. I'm playing records like Love Shack, and people are losing their minds when I play the song. I've played the song. I played the song up until, before the pandemic, when I was actually still out DJing. And like I would be playing in, a mainly white club or a mainly white setting. I'd throw in a record like Love Shack, and it would be 1989 all over again. People would party and have a great time, and it's just that kind of song. When I hear songs from that era, when I hear the Vogues of that era, when I hear what is the other song, Nina Cherry, Buffalo Stance. Like, I love that record so much. Those songs, when I hear them, when I play them, they literally take me back. And that's what music is supposed to do. It is supposed to hopefully lift your spirits. And also, if it's good music, it takes you back to an innocent, an easier time. I got married in 1990. So all of these songs are either the soundtrack of my life with the woman that I was about to marry and didn't know it, because let's be clear, my wedding was kind of thrown together like, we'll go to a chapel, invite 30 people and call it a day. I'm still married to this day though, so that's one of the good things about it is, like, 32 years later, I didn't spend a lot of money on a wedding and, do the whole big, you dig. Just did it real small, real simple, real easy. And here we are 32 years later. But, here we are 32 years later, 33 years later, also talking about these songs that mean so much to me. And I hope that there is someone out there, shout out to the Stimulators on Twitch. Shout out to our people on Facebook who I do not get a chance to shout out by name. Shout out Titan Davis, who is in the chat, in the comments a lot. I don't see the chats anymore. I don't pull up the chats to just try to stay focused. And I want everybody to know that, like, why is Mike Love not sending shout outs to everybody? I mean, I would have the chats in front of me. So I would be doing the show and reading the chats, and you can combine the Twitch chat with the Facebook chat and, the YouTube chat. But I also found that was distracting me from the message that I was trying to get across, which is something about what is happening with the music, with the song. So please forgive me for not shouting everybody out until the end of the show. And then, of course, I can't even shout out the Facebook people until I see their names after the show plays. So shout out to my stimulators, my day ones, the people that have been down with STEM research the longest. Shout out to my day twos on Twitch, who have not been down from day one, but have discovered the show and they're like, you know what, I like this and I want to be a part of this regularly. Shout out to my day threes on Facebook and YouTube, who are there also checking out the show and just vibing with it as well. So I'm in my white lane tonight. I'm white tonight. I said this before with my 70s rock. I have a white side of me. I wasn't raised in the suburbs. I was raised in the city, but we're pretty racially balanced in Milwaukee. You're going to come across, and that, I don't know if I said that the first time I, kind of talked about racial interaction. I probably did. I know I did. Racial interaction, like Chicago is like Milwaukee is segregated, but Chicago is really segregated. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of black people, and they either got married to somebody white or are in a relationship with somebody white. I know a lot of brothers in Milwaukee that I don't know any. I don't know any in Chicago. That's not to say that there aren't brothers, and I'm not, for or against or, plus or minus. Like, love who you love. You know what I'm saying? You can't help who you fall in love with, or you can. And whoever you fall in love with is a good thing. Like, love who you love. That's what life is all about. But I mean, it's like like Milwaukee's more like, oh, I wonder what that's like, or you know what, I'll give that a try. In Chicago, it's like none of that. It's like, stay your ass on the South Side. You stay your ass, in your sweet little neighborhood, and there's like no crossing over. And it is what it is. But I'm from a place where it was a little bit, I don't even want to say welcoming. It's just, I don't know. I can't even almost really put it into words. But musically, you can get into it, you can vibe out, and, your friends and the people that you grew up around, that's it. It's really, you just grew up around, I just grew up in a more multiracial kind of a setting. And there just really isn't that much of that, unless you went to, Whitney Young or Walter Payton or something like that. And even if you did, you still stuck with, the blacks. It is what it is. Or at least that's how I've perceived it, and that's how I've seen it since I've lived here. All right? So enough of the race stuff. Let's dive into the music, man. Let's start out with the instrumental of Love Shack. And then let's work our way through the instruments. It's a great song. It's a song that I love. It's a song hopefully you can vibe out and get into as well. And if you can't, just vibe out anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all STEM research, man. It's all music. And it's good music. No count in this time, though. I'm a little disappointed in that. Oh, let me switch. There we go. All right, so we start out with the instrumental on this show. We start instrumentally so you can see how great a song is without the words. Because so much of the greatness of any song is its vocal. And the vocal is certainly 3/4 of the greatness of the song. But that fourth with the music, 1/4 of the song, it's half. All right. This is a very Motown influenced, and you can hear that from the drum fill in the beginning of the song. Nice bass and guitar play. The 47th biggest song of 1989. It went to number 3 on the pop charts. This song got shafted. This is one of the biggest songs of 89. Trust me. I saw the year-end chart. I was like, 47? Love Shack? This is the B-52 signature song. You can't trust those charts sometimes, man. I'm looking at the Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 1989, and the number 1 song was Look Away by Chicago. I pulled that song up on Spotify. I don't even remember it. And let me tell you something, people. I remember white people music. I worked for a radio station that played most of this music. Bobby Brown, Paul Abdul, Milli Vanilli, Richard Marx, Debbie Gibson, Roxette, Fine Young Cannibals. I remember them shits. throw them joints on, I can name that tune, man. Spot. You don't need Shazam. You got me. Look away from Chicago. Don't remember it. Woo-wee. Love Shack, baby. Just a song about a bunch of country folks partying at a tin roof love shack. What is this song even about? It's about having parties at a shack in Georgia. I'm heading down the Atlanta highway. Come on, man. Come on, band. That's another reason why this song is great. Most of the music is programmed by this point. And this song is a band. It's a real drummer, real drumming, guitar, bass, horns, synthesizers. Come on. Janet Jackson records, Paula Abdul records, all of that stuff is programmed. Madonna. Bang, bang. I will never stop loving this song. You can't stop me. Shout out to my suburban kids. And just shout out to my city kids that just love different types of music, man. Tin roof rusted. Tin roof? Boom. Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. All right. So that is how we start the show. I used to say karaoke. We start out with a karaoke version, but I noticed that when I was saying karaoke, it was making people in the chat assume that I meant that this wasn't the real instrumental, and these are all the official original instruments and original multitrack studio session stems. I got all of that out. All right. So let's go with the cowbell. Let's start out with drums and some of the other sounds. All right. Ambient snare. What's that all about? All right. Timpani, toms, a lot of drum tracks. Look at this. That's half the damn song. This is 41 tracks. This is a 41 track. I like when there's that many tracks. It's hard on my CPU because I have an old ass Mac, but I like it because it's really going to show the depth of the production of the song. So let's dive in. All right. So again, that's a Motown riff. We talked about this on Motown Monday. That fill that I was calling a flam. It's more of a fill than anything. But the Motown fill, the classic fills that they would do, the way that they would start the songs, or just really do these fills throughout the songs. The song that we did Monday, heard it through the grapevine by Marvin Gaye, is probably it's definitely in the top 3 or 4 fills of all time. And this is, Motown influenced. All right, so you got cowbell. Let's get into the drums, shall we? Courtesy of, who plays drums on Love Shack? Charlie Drayton. Charlie. Definitely definitely a Caucasian. Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Cowbell's working. Snare strong. They have some ambient snare tracks. I think that's interesting how he did that. To fatten the drums up. Let's take that out so you can hear what's going on. Alright, so let's take the cowbell out. Let's take the hi-hat out. So they have a lot of, not a lot, they have 3 ambient tracks. Alright, and those are to kind of, you know, give the song a fuller feel. This is the other ambient track. I think it's just the entire instrumental. But it's just basically the drums feeding through a reverb and then like really turning the reverb up to make the drum sound bigger. Alright, so let's punch the snare back in. Snare mic. 2 snare mics. The entire kit. Okay, so that's a kit drum. That's like a program drum. So there's real play drums, and then there's like drum machine kit, drum kit sounds to also beef the sound of the drum up. One tuned a little deeper. Hi-hats. Can't forget the cowbell. You can never have it. Come on. My man did that justice on SNL Forever, right? With the cowbell. Like, nobody was thinking about cowbell until that SNL skit, boy. It was like that is an effect. That's how you have an effect on the culture forever. That's why Will Ferrell is one of the GOATs, right? I don't even know who wrote it. Did he even write it? It doesn't matter. Blue Oyster Cult. Don't fear the reaper. Never even realized there was cowbell in that song. Let's go, let's go. All right, so as you can see, we're going to let the drummer eat because this is a powerful drum performance. And the drums really hold this song together, man. The drums are part of the party. With no drums, it's just not the same song. Double time on the kick. Or four on the floor, I should say. Boom, boom. This breakdown is really one of the great dramatic parts of the song. And then for them to bring the song back, man, this song is killer, man. And I just want to take you along for a ride, again, to one of my favorite all-time songs, one of my favorite pop songs. All right? Ride with me on this one. Drums still strong. Bang, bang. Your what? Tin roof rusted. I wonder if that's on beat. Nice, nice, nice. Uh-oh, a little studio banter at the end. You know how I feel about that. All right, we've done the drums. Let's go to bass. You know, I'm a drum and bass guy. Not the actual drum and bass, but, you know, drums and bass. And there are 3 bass tracks. Let's start out. We are going to, you know what? Let's do guitars. Let's do guitars and bass all together, shall we? Let's fill it out. Real guitar, bro. A little while. Okay. Now we talking, people. Guitars courtesy of Keith Strickland of the band B-52s. Keith is on guitars, keyboards, and background vocals. So there's 3 different guitar parts. And Keith is the only person listed doing guitars on the album, or on this song, I should say. Let's take the guitars out first. Let's let the bass eat for a taste, and then we'll get back to the guitars. As Mr. Major says, he's using a pick. Is he using a pick? Doom, doom. Hey, hey, doom, doom. Hey, hey, doom, doom. Still clearing my throat over that COVID cold, man. I gotta get past this. Pray for me. All right, so we got a little bass overdrive track. Nice full bass sound. All right, so let's bring in the guitars one by one. Guitar 2. Nice bluesy guitar there. Digging it. Second guitar. Rhythm guitar. The bass out, let the guitars eat. As I said earlier, the song satisfied both sides of the pop audience. The mainstream pop, because of this, the instruments, the instrumentation, the guitars, and it satisfied the rhythmic side, the dance side, because it's a party song. Breakdown. Guitars drop out. Guitars slowly come back in. I can't hear you. Boom, boom. Let's take the bass out. Let's listen to the guitars kind of work their way back into the track. Yeah, all those guitars are definitely played by the same guy because they're really in a lane, in a structured lane, not three guys kind of doing their own thing like guitar players tend to be. So shout out to Keith Strickland for his guitar work on this song. Very poised and very straight-laced. Oh, that's definitely on beat. All this time, I never knew. I wonder if he's playing the bass too. Oh, getting that no squeezing at the love. Shack. Love Shack, baby. That's where it's at. All right. What do we got next? Oh, we have these claps. So the claps I took out because they kind of take away from the fact that, I mean, it's just a party vibe. All right. So let me just play those and then I'll start bringing in some of the remaining instruments. But they add to the party. That's definitely the party. That is the party track. But I didn't want to play it during the instrumental, and I did want to play it during the vocal. All right, so we have group claps and vocal 1, group claps and vocal 2. We have horns that we'll get to. We have keys and synthesizers. So Fred Schneider and the girls, and he sounds like one of the girls, you know, like, I mean, he just, you know, I mean, RuPaul was in the video before RuPaul was RuPaul, so Fred's one of the girls, let's be clear. And I'm fine with that, that's great. But you don't have RuPaul in your video before RuPaul is RuPaul. In 89, like RuPaul didn't even really jump off to like 92-ish. Come on. Horns courtesy of the Horny Horns. No, I'm just kidding. Carl Beatty, Paul Literal, Crispin Co, Bob Funk, the aptly named Bob Funk, and Amo Hecht on horns. Keyboards again, courtesy of our guy, Keith Strickland. Oh, they're fucking partying, bro. This is a party on this song. But there's like 6 girls in the group, right? Including Fred. Hey. Nice double time clap. Just some country girls. Ah, white people with the soul clap. You know I love that. Come on. Interesting, like they're totally not interrupting each other's track. Like there's two vocal tracks, and they're not interrupting each other. They're not stepping on each other is what I mean. They're tired now. They're tired. They've run out of stuff to say.
Hey, that felt good.
Okay. Party's starting back up. Can you imagine? There we go. Bang, bang time. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, both tracks are really mixed together. I mean, they're really mixed well together. Like, they do not. I'm, like, really tripping because I hear so many background vocal tracks and the lead vocal and the background vocal. When there's a lot of ad-libbing, there tends to be, like, one part stepping on another, and there's absolutely none of that. It's like this is here and then this is here, and it works. So shout out to them for making it work. I don't know how many takes it took, but they made it work. All right, let's get to the vocals. Fly through this song because it's a fave. All right, we have vocal 2, vocal Cindy, vocal female 2, vocal Fred comp. We'll take that out. And vocal Kate. So the members of the B-52s are Fred Schneider, Cindy Wilson, Kate Pearson, and Keith Strickland. So 2 girls, 2 guys. And let's hear them do their thing. This all-time classic.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the
Love Shack! Love Shack, yeah, yeah. I'm heading down the Atlanta highway.
I like the harmony.
Looking for the love getaway. Headed for the love getaway.
I got me a Chrysler, it's as big as a whale, and we're heading on down to the Love Shack.
Getaway.
I got me a car, it seems about 20, so hurry up and bring your jukebox money.
The love.
Okay, who's that? Like, Fred's vocal is totally drowned out by the backgrounds. All right, so let's give Fred a little love. And it doesn't sound as powerful. So there's a vocal Fred comp. So let's see what that sounds like.
I got me a car, it's as big as a whale, and we're heading on down to the Love Shack. I got me a Chrysler, it seats about 20, so hurry up and bring your jukebox money.
Okay, that's definitely the money take. And the intro. The intro as well.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the...
All right. All right, we're plugged now. We're plugged. I'm happy. That's the vocal take. It's not the vocal Fred track. It's the vocal comp, which is, comprised of all of his best takes.
Looking for the love, get away. Headed for the love, get away.
I got me a Chrysler, it's as big as a whale, and we're heading on down to the love shack.
Get away.
I got me a Chrysler, it sits about 20, so hurry up and bring your jukebox money.
The love shack is a little old place where we can get together. Love shack, baby.
A love shack, baby.
Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack.
Sign says, stay away, fools, 'cause love rules at the love shack.
Way back in the middle of the field. Just a funky old shack, and I gotta get back. Glitter on the mattress, glitter on the highway, glitter on the front porch, glitter on the highway. The love shack is a little old place where we can get together.
So 60s.
Love shack, baby.
Such a 60s vibe.
Love shack, baby.
So psychedelic.
Love shack, that's where it's at. Love shack, that's where it's at.
Hugging and a kissing, dancing and a loving, wearing next to nothing, 'cause it's hot as an oven. The whole shack shimmies. Yeah, the whole shack shimmies. Yeah, the whole shack shimmies when everybody's moving around and around and around and around.
Everybody's moving, everybody's grooving, baby.
Folks lining up outside just to get down.
Everybody's moving, everybody's grooving, baby.
Funky little shack. Funky little shack.
The love.
She pulled a Bootsy. How you gonna sing the hook, man? That doesn't even go there. That was hilarious.
Hop in my Chrysler, it's as big as a whale, and it's about to set sail.
You don't even know your own song.
I got me a car, it seats about 20, so come on and bring your jukebox money.
The love shack is a little old place where we can get together. Love shack, baby.
Love shack, baby.
Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack.
That's where it's at.
Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love shack.
She's just this girl. She's definitely snorting cocaine or something, like, because she's just gonna keep singing. Like, nobody has told her, like, okay, you're doing 8 bars.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
Knock a little louder, baby.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
I can't hear you.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
I had to drop
Knock
the
a little
tempo.
louder, sugar.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
I can't hear you.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
Energy of the song
bang,
builds.
Bang, bang on the door, baby. Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. Bang, bang
On the door, baby.
Bang,
The door of the Love Shack.
On the door.
Trying to get in
bang, bang.
all this time.
Door, baby.
Bang, bang.
You're what?
Tin roof rusted. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love Love Shack, baby, Love Shack.
Absolutely nothing.
Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack.
Loving at the Love Shack.
The Love Shack. That's where it's at. That's where it's at, man. Hugging and the kissing, dancing and the grooving. Discussing discussing at the end of that. Love Shack, man, from the B-52s from 1989. One of my favorite songs, bro. It takes me back every time I hear it. It feels like 1989, and that's what the show is about. It's about the history of the music. It is about how the songs make you feel, and these songs bring out my white side. I'm white, man. I'm a brother. I'm a brother, man. I got my Swab House hoodie on here. You know what I'm saying? Representing in a Swab House hoodie, doing Love Shack in Vogue. Whoever would have thought? All right, I'm going to jump. I'm not going to take the break today. I'm going to jump right into our second track of the night because I quickly got it done and got it ready. Normally we take a break. We'll be right back. We'll take 3 and 3 or 2 and 2. But I'm so excited to present Vogue because Vogue is like damn near close to like the biggest bite in so many ways. I always felt like what Shep Pettibone, the producer of the song Vogue, did musically, especially with the drums, with the 909 and the 909 drum rolls, was really a bite off of what was happening in Chicago. And he's admitted, and they said like he and Madonna were listening to Chicago house records when they were trying to put this song together. And it's so obvious, nobody was doing these 909 drum rolls like this. I call it the Steve Silk Hurley 909 drum rolls. Like that's the drum sounds that they were using. So between them replaying, not necessarily sampling, but there's samples in the song from Love Break by South Soul Orchestra, which ironically is a song that was remixed by Shep Pettibone. Shep Pettibone has done iconic remixes for First Choice. My favorite version of Pleasure Principle, Hard Day. He really he would really just pump up the drums and the vibe of a song and just really take a song to a different place, because the original album version of Hard Day still had the same bass line and it had some nice drums. But when the Shep Pettibone, won't you give me a break, somebody give me a break now, like those drums and the bass, like the way he made, he was a DJ, and he didn't invent master mixes, but he would do these edits of the song. So he cut his teeth on remixing in the 1980s. So by the late 80s, he's, doing most of the remixes for Janet Jackson. He's doing most of the production for, or most of the remixes for Madonna. And his versions of songs, even into the 90s, would become the official video versions. And if they became the video version, they were the version, bro. He had edits of Mariah Carey. His version of, what is that? Dun, 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 dun. Something About You by Level 42. His remix of that is the definitive. He's done so many definitive remixes, so many definitive versions. So this was like his first real production, and that's not even the truth, because most of his remixes were reproductions, where he was one of the first, not the, sometimes I think, Steve Hurley was doing that. Again, to use Steve Hurley as an example, Steve Silk Hurley from Chicago. But Shep Pettibone and Steve Silk Hurley were some of the first guys that were really completely revamping a song in the remix form. Like most remixes around 85, 86, 87, they spice up the drums, pull some things back, punch up some other things, but they were basically using all of the parts that were already there in the song, not really adding completely new keyboards, completely new drums, and all new production. And that's what Shep Pettibone kind of brought to the table. So one of the A&Rs, the dance label A&Rs at Madonna's label at Sire Records at Warner Brothers was like, hey, we got $5,000, bro. Need you to go in the studio with Madonna and hook up some production. Hook up a new song. The song Vogue was made on the shoestringiest of shoestring budgets. He hooked the track up, played the track for Madonna, and she went back and wrote a song about voguing. And, you know, Vogue at the time, or voguing, was obviously, you know, started in the ballrooms in the gay community in New York City. I remember there being, like, before Vogue was even a song, I remember MTV doing, you know, like MTV News, they would do cut-ins, and I remember them doing a story about the New York Vogue scene, you know, the ballroom and Vogue scene, and it was humongous. If you really want to get an idea, the best portrait of how big the song Vogue was is on the show Pose. You know, Pose did a really good job of, you know, doing historical snapshots of what the world, what the ballroom scene, what the LGBTQ scene, what the gay scene, what the lesbian, what that whole scene was like, and how it was affected from the late 80s all the way through to the mid 90s when the show ended. But around 1990, when the song Vogue hit, they were already voguing in the ballrooms, and it just kind of made all of them stars. Like, you know, it took people who were just ballroom dancers, and it sent them out on tour with Madonna. It made the average everyday person want to go to the YMCA and learn how to vogue and do all the moves. So it affected the culture, if not for just a very short time, but it is it's a song that moved the needle culture. I was already a huge Madonna fan musically, you know, like because I was playing all these songs because I played music that was pop. I played pop music on my radio mixes, so I was always playing some Madonna. So this song was just one of the more programmable, and it was a big monster hit, one of the big hits of 1990. It definitely did a lot by this time, though. In 1990, and I was talking about this with Love Shack, you know, where there was this battle between what mainstream pop radio wanted to do and what urban leaning, churban, rhythmic dance music was, where that pop radio was going. That was almost pretty much wiped out by 1990, because if I look at the songs that were the big hits of 1990, it was like Belle Biv DeVoe, Poison. Madonna's Vogue was the number 5 song of the year. Hold On by In Vogue and Hold On by Wilson Phillips was the number 1 song. Hold On by In Vogue was number 8. Do Me was number 11. I mean, you still had your Bon Jovi, your Phil Collins, your Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You was number 3. It Must Have Been Love. I remember now, these songs I remember. It Must Have Been Love. But It's Over Now by Roxette. Hold On for One More Day is a fucking timeless classic by Wilson Phillips. So no way you can forget that one, especially if you ever seen Bridesmaids. Anyway, let's dive into it, man. We'll start out with the instrumental, and the way the song is structured is a lot different from the way it ended up. But that's because they had so many different tracks that they were working with. So here it is, man, in its raw form. Hold on, let me get the thing ready here. Let's Logic Pro. Logic Pro ready. All right, let's dive in. There we go. Vogue tracks. Vogue. What you wanna do? I didn't even know that Shep Pettibone retired from the music game. Like, dude just disappeared. Like, I'm done with music, because music, like, he did dance music, and dance music kind of died in the mid '90s, and everything went hip hop. And he was like, peace. I bought a hotel in New Jersey, and I got a club and a hotel in New Jersey. They did a story about it like 2015, and haven't heard anything from him since. 7 years later, man. I hope he's still doing his thing, man. Shep Pettibone is definitely one of the musical heroes. Any DJ that's ever done remixes or remixed or just knows any history of music, I think you got to look at the Tom Moultons, the Shep Pettibones as like musical heroes, because they're the guys, part of what shaped, at least out of the New York perspective, they helped to shape the dance music that we love, and they did so many remixes of songs that we played and loved. So shout out to Shep, and shout out to this song, Vogue. Let's get into it. That horn stab, they tried to sue them for that, and they said that it is not a sample from Love Break, which is basically a replaying of Love Is the Message, or at least the breakdown of it. So that bop, that horn stab, that's this track. The synth horn stab. They're saying it's a replay and not a sample. Bow, bow. But it's pretty close. I mean, who knows? Shep Pettibone could have had access to the original studio masters and sampled it, because there are definitely other samples in this track where he samples from Love Break, or Love Break. But we'll get to that as we break down the track. Very house influence, very Chicago house influence. 89. So house is global, a global phenomenon by this point. You know, Chicago house is a worldwide phenomenon. 89 is like Tin City, hip house. Acid is blown up in the UK, so this is also there. Like I said, this is a house music bite. Track is a lot rawer, a lot more raw. It's a lot more raw than it ended up being. But you can some of the elements, of course, that help to make the song great. All right. So everything kind of sounds like loops. Not on a snare, kick and crash. Let's start out, let's get into all the drum parts. Drum parts. Let's take that percussion out. All right, so this is probably the most programmed part of the song. He programmed this 909 snare kick crash, and that's the basis. All right, so let's dig into some of the other. Okay, so this is percussion, loops. Sounds like another loop. Another loop. Shep Pettibone was looping up some shit. Hey, again, this record's done on a $5,000 budget, so he's like, we don't have a lot of time. Let's go chop up some of these records, some of these old records I got. All right. Another loop. He's a looping madman. Okay, so those are the drums. All right, let's back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. And let's start out with the synth pad. All right, because there's no real bass. Well, there is, but let's see what he did musically. Vogue synth. Sounds like some Depeche Mode. There's that sound. a stab with a drum underneath it. Hey, there we go with some Vogue. There we go. Okay, now it's starting to sound a little Vogue-y. I'm like, where's the Vogue parts? They definitely did. Man, shout out to the editor, whoever edited this. You know, they went in and chopped it up because it's raw, man. This is a raw song. A lot of chops in this record. This production was definitely raw. Very DJ based. Like, all right, let's chop up a bunch of other people's songs. That's the part I'm talking about. So he literally looped Love Break, the record that they were sued for with this horn stab. So this horn sound is allegedly from the same record that's saying Love Break. But they didn't get sued for this. They didn't get sued for that loop. They didn't get sued for this. They didn't get sued for that because they didn't really use that in the song that much. They got sued for this, that horn, bum, bum, which is from the same song, but they sued them for the wrong part. Because they proved in a court of law that wasn't the song. Even though they actually did loop it, they got away with it. All right. Just wanted to play that. There's the Vogue pads, bro. Okay, that's it. All right. That's all it does. This is a whole bunch of loops. Okay, vocal stabs, vocal track, background box, left and right. This song was recorded in a studio basement on West 56th Street in New York City, but it was a makeshift 24-track studio that was more or less a refurbished closet.
Vogue. 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 Vogue.
But they made it, man.
Vogue. Strike a pose. Strike a pose.
What are you looking at? Vogue.
Vogue.
Beauty's where you find it.
Vogue.
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 Look around, everywhere you turn is heartache. It's everywhere that you go. Look around, you try everything you can to escape the pain of life that you know. Life that you know. When all else fails and you long to be something better than you are today. I know a place where you can get away. It's called a dance floor, and here's what it's for. So come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. Move to the music. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. Go with the flow. Can do it. All you need is your own imagination, so use it, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. Go inside for your finest inspiration. Your dreams will open the door. Open up the door. It makes no difference if you're black or white, if you're a boy or a girl. If the music's pumping, it will give you new life. You're a superstar. Yes, that's what you are. So come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body groove to the music. Groove to the music. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. Go with the flow. Do it. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. Move to the music. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. Go with the flow. Do it. Beauty's where you find it, not just where you bump and grind it. Soul is in the musical. That's why I feel so beautiful, magical. Life's a ball, so get up on the dance floor. Vogue, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. Move to the music. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. Go with the flow. You do it. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body groove to the music. Groove to the music. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. Go with the flow. Do it. Beauty's where you find it.
Strike a pose. Vogue. Attitude. Attitude.
Beauty's where
Vogue.
you find it.
Attitude. Pose. Face. Pose. Face.
It
Pose.
makes no difference if you're black or white, if you're a boy or a girl. If the music's pumping, it will give you new life. You're a superstar. Yes, that's what you are. So come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. Move to the music. Come on, Vogue, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. Go with
Beauty's where you find it.
Go with the flow.
Greta Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean, on the cover of a magazine. Grace Kelly, Harlow Jean, picture of a beauty queen. Jean Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, dance on air. They had style, they had grace. Rita Hayworth gave good face. Lauren, Catherine, Lana too. Betty Davis, we love you. Ladies with an attitude, fellas that were in the mood. Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it. Vogue.
Let your body move
Vogue.
to the music. Move to the music.
Vogue.
Ooh, let your body go
Vogue.
with the flow. Go with the flow. If you want
Beauty's
it,
where you find it.
you can find it. Groove to the music. If you
Not
want it,
just where you bump and grind it.
ooh, go with the flow. Your body move to
Extra
the
lyrics.
music. Move to the music. Let your body go with the flow.
Unused.
Go with the flow. Beauty's where you find it.
Shep left this on the cutting room floor. Like, we're not gonna use that.
Move to the music. It's not just where you bump and grind it.
Vogue.
Go with the flow.
Vogue. 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 Vogue.
You got to let your body move to the music.
Okay, he used this. He used this part.
Ooh, you got to just let your body go with the flow. Ooh, you've got to just let your body move to the music. Ooh, you've got to just let your body go with the flow.
Madonna's raw vocals.
Move to the music.
So shout out to Shep Pettibone for making this shit hot, cause
Go with the flow.
her vocals are very, very pedestrian on this. You know, he's admitted in an interview that he had to change the music up to make it fit her vocals more. So that means, you know, she wasn't exactly on key with what was going on the song, you know. So Shep Pettibone, the star of that song, but, you know, between the visual and I don't want to say they stole voguing, because when you look at it from the perspective of what you saw on or what I saw on Pose, you know, the LGBTQ community, she was definitely embraced. The song was embraced. They would definitely call it cultural appropriation. Oh my God. Can you imagine today if, you know, you could have all the gay background dancers in the world, but it'd be like, oh, the gay community would be up in fucking arms, bro. How you gonna do this song and not have it? I don't know. They're all, you know, all the dancers in the video. How about that? So, Vogue from Madonna, wrapping up another episode of STEM Research. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. I'm cutting out early. Got some stuff that I want to do before the end of the night, and I appreciate you taking this trip down my pop memory lane with me, man. These are some of the great songs, and I promise to get more pop music in. Tomorrow's show, Friday night show, is going to be a best of. I wanted to pull out that episode of STEM Research where we did just wrapping up the whole Michael Jackson off the wall thing, although it's never wrapped up. Burn This Disco Out and Keep On Dancing is a show from August 18th, as a matter of fact. So it'll be the first time that it's streaming on all the platforms. It'll be the first time that it's being seen since it was aired on August 18th. I always said that I recorded all the shows. I have them archived. So, Not only are they archived, some of them will make it to the best of. So Friday's show, make sure you are here for that. Keep on Dancing by Gary's Gang from 1979, one of my favorite disco songs of all time. And Burn This Disco Out. So it's a disco thing. Burn This Disco Out and Keep on Dancing. Gary's Gang might even be 78. I'm not sure. 78 or 79. Either way, Burn This Disco Out. You know, you finally get to hear a full, true breakdown of the song to see how you feel. I mean, Michael Jackson, Off the Wall stands, you know, they swear by the album, even though those last two songs, like, come on, fam. Come on. Oh, my God. Are you serious? This is a top to bottom album? But anyway, I won't get into it. So let's do our close and our thank yous and all that other good stuff and get the hell up out of here. All right. Shout out to my, shout out to the crew, the stimulators. Much love and thank you to the day ones and my day twos on Twitch. All right. Shout out to Capricorn's Cave 1980, D. Nairi, Doc B, MKE, DJ Sir Ket, DJ Tony Jacks, Dragoon Knight 5515, Elliot Range, Miss Chris, Miss Aima, Mr. Tom, Miss Shanita, Mr. Majors, exclusive, Rayanos, the original DJ, J.U. Ice, St. John 46, Shalise R, Simsay 08, Shag Nice, Tiz Cloud, Virgo Pros. Shout out to the day ones and the day twos. Shout out to the day threes on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Shout out to Gerald Anthony Kelly. Shout out to Titan Davis. Shout out to everybody that tunes in on Facebook. That, again, I don't have the chats up, so I'm just shouting people out, man. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for being a part of class. We'll be back with brand new shows on Monday. But tomorrow, best of right here on S.T.E.M Research with Mike MFN Love. Class is dismissed.